Hello, everybody. I am here with an entrepreneur, the owner of RGV Selfies, Crystal Garcia. Hello, Crystal.
Hi, Roman.
How's it going?
Going good.
That's
Hot.
great.
It's hot outside, but yeah, it's going good.
It's going good, yeah. Well, Crystal, today I wanted to interview you and get a little bit of information about your business. What can you tell us about RGV Selfies?
Okay, RGV Selfies, we originated in the Rio Grande Valley. We started going out to weddings and quinceañeras, and we kind of looked at some of the photo booths that were out there, and we weren't too impressed too much with, the quality of photos, and we
Yeah.
just wanted just nice, more vibrant colored photos. And my husband sought an opportunity and he told me about it, and I said, well, you know what, maybe I should go into that venture, and look more into it. And so I was looking for something part-time to do too, so I thought it was the perfect opportunity to take, to look into the photo booth
Yeah.
industry, and just start learning a little bit about it and going from there, and maybe bringing it over to the RGB so we can have that type of service down there.
That's awesome. Definitely sounds fun. So how long have you guys been in business, or is this a new venture, or how do you guys?
Yes, we started in September of 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of, we were talking about it, and so started talking about it some more, and we saw the opportunity, and we started doing a little bit of research, and we said, you know what, let's go ahead and start this. So we started in September of 2015.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. And so how many employees do you guys have, or do you guys, is it just you're running it, or?
Yes, it's really me. Like, I'm the one running it. Although my husband, he's, a good business partner. He's not too much into the business, but I'm able to talk to him a lot about it. So together we're able to kind of strategize on some things.
Okay.
So he helps me out a lot, but mainly I'm the one running it. Throughout the months, and researching further on it, and also, yeah, it's pretty much just me.
Oh, okay. And then do you have any employees as well working with you?
Yes, we do. We have five employees with the business, and they're great. They're awesome to work with.
Yeah.
Um, they're just, awesome go-getters and stuff. So, I mean, I'm glad with the team that we have. We're very satisfied with them.
Well, that's great to hear. And now, what do your guys' sales look like, or profits? Is it a business that you would recommend people to get into if they're into photography?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of photographers that look into the business of photo booth because that's some extra income that they can get. There are a lot of events, that happen throughout the RGB. So, I mean, there's a lot of opportunities there where photographers can get on board with a photo booth, and go on to that venture of starting a photo booth business.
Okay.
So definitely.
Well, that's good. Now, in regards to your educational background, do you have any prior education in business, or have your parents owned a business before?
Yeah, no, the closest family members that we have, they own a construction company, and
Okay.
they're very successful in their business. But just kind of what we hear and see from them, they're very successful, but not really so much of a background of business. We don't, not immediately in the family, but for education, I mean, we got our master's in public administration, so we're more in the public field and not
Yeah.
so much on the private field. But
Okay.
so we were just, kind of looking at something, and something part-time. And so, well, this part-time venture ended up being a full-time for me. So instead of me going to the public
Yeah.
section where, I ended up, here on the private end of it. So yeah, no business degree or anything like that. We had to kind of just, from the start of it, kind of just look at books, and, ask, several people around the area, and for the uh, commerce, like the Chamber of Commerce, and,
Yeah.
and all. to go and ask them for sure some questions on how to start, the business and all.
Well, that's good. That's awesome that you guys were able to start even without, a business degree, and you guys are being very successful in your photo booth company. So
Yeah.
what is your motivation behind it, or why did you guys start this photo booth business?
Well, and us being like with the background with not having much family members within business
Mm-hmm.
ties and all, we were kind of scared at opening up a business because we didn't know what it would entail. We don't know if we would make it or not, and so it was kind of a scary um, way of going about it because we just didn't know. But we're glad that we took the step forward and just putting some time and effort into it. I mean, things have pretty much put itself in place as we've been going throughout the year. So so we've just been kind of handling it like that.
Huh. Well, that's good. Everything works out in a way, right?
Yes, yes, it does.
And so, did you guys write a business plan whenever you were looking to start it, or how did you do it to start? What was the biggest headache that you had when you were trying to start?
Yes, we did hear about the business plan, and the business plan was kind of more like if we were trying to get some financing for additional equipment and so forth. And we thought that, um, in the future we would probably need more devices, more equipment, and so forth, and we might have to ask, a lender for some cash to get those things that we needed.
Yeah.
However, we took a different route and we just started saving and putting money aside and just started purchasing things as we were going about with the business. So eventually we're now with 3 devices on the photo booth, and so that's how we've been taking it from there. So we kind of put the business plan to the side for maybe in the future for a bigger project,
For a bigger project.
for a bigger project, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. And so, who are your key customers? How do you choose your group? Who do you go after whenever you're trying to sell this service?
Yes, well, the good thing about the photo booth is, everyone loves it, of all ages. You have your children, you have your adolescents, your teenagers, your young adults, middle-aged clients, elderly clients. I mean, everybody loves the photo booth. The photo booth is it's a photo that you keep for a lifetime. So
Yeah.
that's something everybody can share an experience, and so they all love it. So our client base is really everyone, everyone
Everyone.
that.
Wow,
Mhm.
that's awesome to find a company where you can kind of go after any age group in reality.
Right? Yes, most definitely.
So what is your marketing strategy? How are you guys marketing to people? Do you guys mainly focus online on social media, or are you guys how do you guys get your clients?
Well, our bread and butter is our like weddings, quinceañeras, Sweet 16, corporate events.
Yeah.
So we kind of do different marketing strategies. We take it to Facebook, social media, Twitter, Instagram. We also send out emails. Well, at the very beginning of our business, we were calling people on a list of clients and guests that would attend the wedding
Okay.
expos or the quinceanera expos. We would get a list and we would start dialing their numbers and letting them know about our business,
Okay.
and giving them some information on the quality of prints that we provide and so forth. So we started like that, and now it's just kind of grown to where, it's word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
Every client, talks about the service and they like the quality of prints, and so they start talking to their family and
Start
friends.
referring, and you get a lot of
Yes,
referrals. Okay, well
so
that's
referrals become a big thing for our business, where that's how our marketing kind of goes to everyone. With that word of mouth is it, and the reviews that we get too, through Facebook too. So
yeah.
Facebook is probably like our biggest um, social media site where we get a lot of flow of potential clients.
Oh, well, that's awesome. Social media is the way to go moving forward, and
Yeah.
it's great that you guys have already made your impact on there, and trying to get people to sign up for your services.
Yes.
So what would you say is the one marketing trick that you use to attract most of your customers? Is there like sales that you got going on, or how do you tend to reel customers in?
Yes, we do. We try to have a discount every month, and we'll try to change it up. Sometimes it'll be $50 off or $75 off,
Okay.
um, or or a free hour. Just depending on how it's going with the business. Some of the other tricks is I have teenagers, so they know what's in, and so they help me out a lot as to, like on the verbiage or what to use.
Yeah.
So we kind of use those little tactics to kind of draw in, the teenage crowd and the young adults and so forth,
Okay.
to market to them, because they they're also very good at telling their parents, hey mom, I want this, and so the parents are real good at responding to that. So those are kind of little tricks that we do
Well,
to
that's awesome. It seems like you got every avenue covered in terms of your marketing.
yeah, the marketing, yes.
And now, do you guys have a balance sheet or an income statement that you guys do at the end of the year, or any projected financial statements?
Yes, well, we handle our all the paperwork, financial statements and all ledgers and everything with our CPA.
Okay.
So he's really good. Like, I'll send him over a sheet, like an Excel spreadsheet
Yeah.
of expenses and so forth, and he'll plug it all in wherever it needs to be. And we kind of have it like a third party where he takes care of that for us. And at the end of the year, where everything's ready to go for tax
Yeah.
purposes and all. And so even with the payroll, with the employees, we do the timesheets with a third party as well, and they
Third
handle
party as well.
everything
Oh, that's
with
very
payroll. Yes,
very convenient. Yeah.
yes, it is. It's very convenient. It gives me more time to focus on um, on growing the business.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, have you guys ever had problems with cash flow? If so, how did you guys solve those problems? Or if you haven't, I mean, how did you guys prevent it?
Yes, well, because of COVID last year, that's the only cash flow issue that we've encountered,
Okay.
where, it's just significantly decreased, in sales and all because, events were being canceled,
Oh,
they were being
yes.
postponed. So we were, trying to keep afloat with what was going on. And I mean, we were being very understanding, of course, with our clients and pushing their dates forward, because of the situation. So doing that, I mean, it did decrease like our cash flow. However, there was some opportunities through the government SBA, to try to keep businesses afloat through the time of this COVID crisis. So that really
Okay.
helped, and so that's really, yeah, that has really helped throughout this time. So good thing now things are starting to open back up. Now there's events starting to pick up again. So we're not all there just yet, but eventually we'll
You're
get back
starting
to where
business
we
to
were.
as usual. Well, that's good to
Yes.
hear that you guys were able to overcome that and use some of the government help to keep your company running.
Right. Yes. Absolutely.
And now, how are your products and services priced? Are you basing it on a competition, or do you have a certain profit that you're trying to make every year, or how do you list your prices?
Well, getting into the business, the profit was significantly high based on different areas. Some states up north, it's double the rate, than what we charge in the RGV. So we kind of go with um, the economy in the area and see, okay, what, we're in this area here.
Yeah.
We need to kind of price accordingly, and then we also look with other local photo booths and see, okay, what product do they have? How do they run their business? So
Okay.
Is it what services, what products do they provide? And then we compare with ours and say, okay, well, you know, um, in comparison to these three photo booths, then we can price it at this because they offer it at this amount, and so then we can determine the price um, as as it goes. And also, if there's new equipment coming in to the industry, well then that also
Affects
affects
the
the
pricing.
rate.
Okay, and you
Mm-hmm.
try to adjust once that's in
Yeah.
there. Okay.
Yes.
And just one last question before I let you go. So I know you said you had 5 employees. How do you keep them motivated, or how are you able to keep them, even during times like COVID, how are you able to keep your workers?
Yes. Well, I try to see, okay, they are, our workers are part-time. I know that they have their full-time jobs, so they're, mainly dedicated to that. But I'm very flexible, with the days. Sometimes they're unavailable, so that's okay. I'll try my best to find, the next, team, member to assist.
Yeah.
So I'm very flexible when it comes to their needs, when they need a day off or an emergency comes up or something like that. I'm very flexible. I'm also, during Christmas, we like to give out, like a bonus. We kind of saying
Okay.
thank you for helping us out throughout the year.
Yeah.
And because as far as the part-time work, it's weekends. So, I mean, there's several hours being given to our team members, but it's not, to say it's it's a lot for throughout,
Yeah.
as a full-time job. So we kind of just want to help out, with like
To
a
get a little bit
bonus.
extra and have the flexibility of wanting to work.
Yes, yes, to keep,
Okay.
yeah, to keep them kind of, let's, let's continue, she's pretty cool. Or, I try to be at least a little bit cool with them too. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes my kids will say, Mom, you're cringy, but but with them, I'm like, they're pretty cool. They're younger than me, so I mean, I learn a lot from them, and I hope that sometimes the things that I tell them, they're also learning from me as well.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Crystal.
Okay.
We wish you well in your business and hope that you guys have a continuing successful year and COVID, as it goes away.
Yes, yes. No, thank you, Roman. We appreciate that. So we'll see. Fingers crossed that, things start just getting better and better throughout the months, and we'll come out of this healthy and all.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you.